Hello, welcome to this video. We'll be going through the 3C's framework, and this is for you if you're a content creator or an online coach and you want to start launching your specific offers to your audience and you want to 10x the number of ethical sales you're making. The reason why I'm making this video is because in today's marketing ecosystem for all of these content creators and coaches is there's so many different types of funnels and systems you can use. And what that's done to the market is that it's confused everyone. No one knows, do I launch a webinar? No one knows if they should actually release more products to their audience to make more sales. No one can actually pinpoint the exact problem they have, which is stopping their business from making more sales sustainably for the long term, consistently. And in reality, it doesn't really matter which marketing funnel or system you actually use because every funnel out there works. I'm sure every day when you wake up, you hear about a different type of funnel. Now, the reason why you've tried certain funnels in the past and it's not worked for you is because it wasn't the right thing for your specific brand at that point in time. So in today's video, I'll be going through the first principles on the 3C's framework, which makes any funnel very successful so that you can plug and play, so that you don't have to rely on one strategy when the market shifts and that strategy is no longer working, so you can stay ahead of market trends and actually be ahead of the curve and consistently make sales instead of making, let's say 30,000 US dollars in 1 month and the next month you're making 20,000. So keeping that, monthly income, sustainably at the same level, but also scale it over time. So if you're a content creator or coach and you want more informative videos like this, then hit the subscribe button down below and tell me which videos you want me to make. To go on to the 3C's, the first one is content, right? So content is super important, as you know, because this is a way for you to reach out to more people from your exact target audience who haven't heard of who you are before, who haven't heard of who you help and how you've helped people like them before. So by releasing content, you can reach those people, and this is going to grow your brand. So more followers, more viewers, more people engaging with your content. And this way, you can create a more long-term business because you can convert these people who are watching your content into customers and clients down the line. Content is also super powerful because not only does it bring you top funnel leads, people who haven't heard of your brand before, it also allows you to retarget and warm up the existing leads you currently have. I'm sure you've heard the saying where someone needs to see your face at least for 7 hours before they eventually buy anything from you. And that's why content, both short form content and possibly long form content, if that's the right thing for your specific brand, is the best thing to do. The second C is going to be conversations. Now, this second block is what a lot of coaches and content creators are actually skipping out on. So what they do instead is they just rely on content. They have a call to action, like comment this word or DM me this word down below, and I'll, help you with my one-to-one or group coaching. They try to pitch them straight away, but you need to bridge it with this middle gap. This is your opportunity to turn the eyeballs or the viewers you have into leads. So that's the major difference between these two. Content just brings you views and eyeballs, so it doesn't really matter if you go viral or not. Conversations is what allows you to turn a viewer into a lead. One way in which you can do this in order to convert a viewer into a lead is by giving a lot of free guides to your target audience. Now, in return, by you giving this very valuable free guide, they're going to give you their email, right? This is marketing 101, email marketing 101. And if you've struggled to do that in the past, then that either means your content was not bringing the right target audience because you're releasing these free guides, but no one's actually giving your email, not giving their email, and you can't grow your email list, which means that in the long run, this isn't sustainable at all. So either that's the problem, or the lead magnets you're giving are not valuable enough for your target audience. So there could be many, many issues here, but essentially you can give lead magnets, so you can do email marketing, you can respond to the DMs people give you, you can reach out to new followers, you can do Q&As, you can do podcasts, and you can do so many things in order to conversate with your audience. The final C is actually converting them. You've gone from taking a viewer into turning them into a lead because you have their contact details, and now you're going to turn them into a client or customer for one of the offers you have. So that can be a digital product like a course or a guide you're giving away, or it could be for your service. So you could do one-to-one coaching, group coaching, let's say in a school community, and you turn them into a kind of customer there. So to summarize so far, you need these 3C's in order to successfully launch a new product or service, or your existing one, to a very qualified audience, and make sure that you have high demand for it, not just in the short term, but also in the long term, and so that you actually have a functioning business. Because if you have leads, you can forever nurture them with as much value as possible, and you can turn them into clients or customers. If you don't have this middle block, it's very hard to bridge that gap long term. If you just have these two, but you have no product, then or service, you can't really make any money. And if you don't have any content and you're just trying to take people's emails and turn them into clients and customers, you're being too salesy. So that's why these 3 things you need to tick off for any funnel you run. Now I'm going to go into an example of a very common funnel I see which content creators and coaches are making, and why they're struggling to make sales. So what they're doing is they have an offer. Let's say the conversion, have just launched a new product or service to their, target audience. What they do is they jump straight from content into conversions. They skip this middle block. So what I mean by this is, let's say we've got an Instagram account with 500,000 followers. So what that person does through their content, through their stories, they all of a sudden randomly create a new product, and they say, look, I'm going to start selling this for a limited time offer. Click the link in my bio and buy it straight away. So that's what they do. And they can make a lot of sales, right? But the reason that's incorrect is because you've skipped this middle block. Now, I'm not saying you can't make sales skipping this, but what I'm saying is you wouldn't be able to know which type of product to release if you skip this middle part. So when we release products or services for the clients we work with, who are content creators and coaches, we first conversate with the audience as much as possible. So what we do is market research. This is what we call it. And the way that works is we have a lot of Zoom calls with people from the target audience, and we start to get to know them even more and see the current problems they have, the goals they have, the transformation they want to go through, right? And obviously this is very tailored. So for example, you can have a fitness coach as a client. You can have a health coach. So you want to talk to your audience. Let's say if it's a health coach, what type of food are they eating? How are their energy levels throughout the day, their productivity, are they stressed, brain fog, so on and so forth. You want to pin it to certain emotions they feel, and what sort of diets are they hoping for? How could they improve their health, having the right diet, exercise? So we have all of those conversations. From there, we create a product or service which solves them actually, right? And from there, then we can start using content to bridge the gap. So this way we have also ticked this box. But what lots of coaches and creators do is they release a product or service, or they think their current offering is what their audience wants, and they just try to sell it all the time, but it doesn't work. Now, what I mentioned is one way in which you can do market research. There's many efficient ways, but I won't bore you today. So that's one thing you can start doing today in order to bridge that gap. Another common problem I see, unfortunately, is lots of coaches and creators, they run a lot of ads. So this is another funnel. So you can count ads as being content, because it could be a top funnel ad, middle, bottom funnel ad, but they get to see you for the first time, right? So what they do from the ad is they try to turn them into clients or customers. Again, you're skipping the middle part. Or even for some coaches and creators, they have the content, they are conversating with the audience, and they're also trying to convert them with ads in the background, and it still isn't working. So this is an interesting thing. You can have all 3 things ticked off, but you still cannot make sales consistently. So for example, if you're making $20,000 a month, how can you make 30, 40, $50,000 on a monthly basis consistently, right? People are always stuck at that same level. Now, the reason for this is because it goes back to the first thing. Are you speaking to the right target audience? Are you in the right market? From your audience perspective, is it clear what you do, how you've helped people like them before, and the transformation they can expect by listening to you? Are you credible? Are you authoritative? Are you a thought leader? And most of the time, a lot of coaches, they run ads. Doesn't matter what your daily ad budget is. It could be as much as $10 or even $100 a day. If you do not have the right engaging content in between, people will not bother listening to you. They're not going to buy from you. One example I'll give, a real life analogy, let's say, there's a motorway, right? And in the middle of a very speedy motorway, you've got someone who's opened a little food shop trying to get cars to stop going 60, 70 miles per hour to go into their food stand and buy some food, right? And then these people, even though they've realized they don't get any customers frequently, people are very busy in their cars, they're just speeding past. Obviously, they don't want to crash as well. They then start marketing and advertising, telling cars to come onto this part of the motorway to buy their food. But that's not logical because you've never really done it before. You don't have product market fit. And why would they even stop on the motorway? So the same thing what lots of coaches creators are doing. They're launching ads to their business, to their product or service, which isn't in the right place. Maybe in terms of who you're trying to sell it to, or in terms of the actual framing of your messaging of that offer to your audience, right? So for example, if you're a life coach, that is very broad. Unless you're Tony Robbins, Ed Milet, I don't think you can really succeed just being a life coach. So you need to rebrand and be more specific. What type of life coach are you? Who are you helping in particular, right? And if you research, there's different domains of a life coach. Maybe choose one, intertwine two of them together, be more specific, right? And this will help you have better conversations with your audience without having to turn ads on, because you're going to waste time, you're going to waste money. Now, ads are very useful. We run ads for our clients. It's one of the best ways in growing their business and getting sales, but only because we have the right content in place first. We're speaking to the right audience, we're conversating with them, we're converting them. So that's a summary of why you can have all three boxes ticked off, but you're still not making consistent sales. And that's the end of the video. Hopefully it was very useful. If you're a content creator or coach and you're looking to grow your monthly income even more sustainably with the right strategy, the right systems that align with your values and your goals. So for example, you might want to take a business from 20,000 US dollars a month to 45, 50,000 US dollars a month in under 4 months, then hit the subscribe button down below. I'll be making more videos like this to help you reach that goal.